Hey guys, what's the good word in indie invasion land? I kind of just finished my first campaign turn for 5 Parsecs from Home by Nordic Weasel Games. And I took a few pictures. I was thinking about doing a battle report, and I don't really know how to get it so it looks good yet. So I thought I would just go through my campaign turn and then share some pictures of the battle with you. I already posted a video on the YouTube channel with my crew. So if you haven't seen that, you can go check that one out. It's kind of cool. I got some cool minis from a bunch of different vendors for my models. And I used some cool ones in this battle too. And you can check them out after all my yammering is done. But let me just jump right in. If you haven't checked out 5 Parsecs from Home, I encourage you to go do it. It's a great solo game. It's lots of fun. I've only gotten campaign turn 1 in, but it's been a whole lot of fun in that one turn. Went really fast. Got to admit, the dice favored me. So let me jump right in. So in your campaign turn, there's a bunch of stuff that you have to do, a lot of random charts and everything, but they're really fun to do. So let me just jump right in. For those of you guys that know the game, you're going to know what's going on. If you don't know it, go download the PDF. It's like $20 at Drive-Thru RPG. Check it out. So the first step is you got to select your crew size. So I went with kind of standard, and I got 6. You have the option of going with the story track, which is a story you can follow. I figured, nah, I'm just going to play some games. Then you have to determine what your overall campaign victory condition is going to be. And mine is I want to play 20 campaign turns. Difficulty level, you can do easy, normal, or blow your dudes up off the table, basically. I chose normal. You get the option to set up any house rules that you're going to need to. I'm not doing any yet, but we'll see what happens there. May come up with some as we play. Story point roll. So you have story points that you can use to kind of save your behind in the middle of a game, to either get a reroll, automatically succeed in something. And like I said, the dice were highly favoring me right out the gate. So it's a D6 plus 1 for your story points. I rolled a 6 plus the 1. Plus, in my crew creation, one of my crew members added another story point. So I rolled right into the game right out the gate with 8 story points. So that was pretty cool. So that's kind of all the pre-campaign prep that you have to do. And then the next part that you go into is step 1. So that involves travel if your crew is going to go anywhere. I'm not getting into rules. This is sort of a pseudo battle report of how my campaign turn went. So phase 1 is if the planet that you're on is being invaded, you have to do the step of you fleeing the invasion. Planet I'm on is not being invaded, so not a big deal. Deciding whether or not my crew wanted to travel or stay where we are. I decided for this, since I'm just starting out, we were just going to stay right where we were, go from there. Obviously, the next step being Starship travel event. Since I didn't go anywhere, there's not going to be an event. And then the last thing is your new world arrival steps, which is basically, since I was rolling up this world, is what I would need to do. And what I got for this world was a busy market. And basically the benefit that got me was for 2 credits, I could roll on the trade table. So get an extra roll on the trade table by paying 2 credits. So that's pretty cool. I didn't utilize that yet, but we'll see what happens. So step 2 is the world phase. And the first thing you do in that is you do your upkeep and your ship repairs. So you pay a certain amount of credits to maintain your crew, paying for booze, shoes, new underwear, all of that kind of stuff for your crew, and paying off the debt on your ship. I just have this, I want my ship paid off. I want it to be mine. So right out the gate, I paid off 3 credits on my ship, just right out the gate. So that's what I did. The next step is assigning and resolving crew tasks. So what I did there was I've got 6 crew members and hadn't really been through it yet. I'd read it. So I think I kind of played it safe, but I sent 2 to each task that I wanted to do. So the first thing I did was I sent Rodman and Frost to trade for some spare parts. And I don't even remember what I got for them. And then I sent Edge and the Count to find a patron so we could get a job. And Eris and Howitzer I sent to explore, and they picked up a rumor. So that was pretty cool. So that's another element of the campaign for those of you that aren't familiar. And if you're not, like I said, I'm not going through the rules. This is just for people that are familiar with the game. And if you're not familiar, go check it out because it's an indie game and we are Indie Invasion. So go check it out. The next step was determining job offers. And that was where I had sent Edge and the Count to get the job. And what we got was we rolled up I say we, like my little guys are there with me going, yeah, Mac, roll good. That's not what happened. Well, maybe in my mind. So I got, with our patron, we got a private organization that was paying 1 credit that I needed to accomplish this in the campaign turn. That was when I needed to do it. And then I assigned equipment, and the equipment that I assigned was Rodman was going to be carrying a military rifle. Frost had a colony rifle and a scrap pistol. Eris was carrying a marksman rifle, which really paid dividends for me because she already had a +1 to her combat. Eris had a hand cannon, infantry laser, and blade. He had a +2 to his combat during the character generation, so that paid big dividends as well. The Count had a dueling pistol and gear of concealed blade and an AI companion. And Edge had a colony rifle. I really need to get some better weapons, but that's what I had. So that's where I assigned everything right there. I did not resolve any of the rumors. And then I chose my battle. So then you do the tabletop battle. When I was rolling up for the tabletop battle, this is what I rolled. So there were no battle conditions. So you can roll to see if there's anything going on, like if it's misty or earthquakes or whatever, just all of these random things. There were no battle conditions. I was a little disappointed, but a little happy that there was one less thing I had to keep track of first time playing through. But I rolled feral mercenaries for my opponent, so hired muscle, and I got 6 enemies. I rolled the max number of enemies for the hired muscle roll, and then they were feral mercs. So on top of that, they got 2 more guys. And on top of that, I rolled for a unique individual to be there too. So now I got 9 bad guys on the table to my 6 brand new green dudes with colony rifles. So things were not looking good. The feral mercs were only armed with hand lasers. The specialist had an auto rifle. The secret agent had a hand laser and a glare sword. Thankfully, he never actually got into combat with the glare sword, so that was a plus for me, I think. I don't remember how nasty it was, but I'd rather find out by reading instead of rolling dice. Now, the next stage of the combat was oh so much in my favor. I don't think I've ever rolled dice this well in my whole entire life, so it was pretty cool. So we deployed everybody. Fortunately, the mercs were aggressive because I think if they hadn't been aggressive and they had just started shooting at me as opposed to pretty much charging across the board to get in, I think they would have done a whole lot more damage to me. But they didn't, so I was cool. So on my first roll, I got 1 quick action. And I was like, oh, no, this is not going well for me. So everybody else had a slow action. So I did the Count. I moved him forward. And the only guy that they had essentially get in range was their specialist. He took a shot at the Count and missed. So I'm like, okay, little panic going on there. And then the dice started smoking for me. I started advancing my guys on the slow turn in the very first turn. And I had Eris took down the specialist right out the gate. That was the very first turn. She advanced, blew away the specialist. Nobody else was really in range yet. On the next turn, I actually got 2 quick actions. So that was good. So I moved Eris and Howitzer. They were the 2 that got the advances. And I'm telling you, these guys were smoking. So, okay, so turn 1, I'm already down 1 dude on the bad guy's side. Turn 2 starts. Incidentally, the bad guys completely missed because they were rushing across the board in turn 2. Second turn, Howitzer advances, boom, shoots another guy. Eris advances, boom, shoots another guy. I'm not stunning anybody. I'm rolling 5s and 6s for everything. I was like, oh, the luck has to change. It has to change. When they advanced again, they missed. They just kept advancing and missing. As we went into turn 3, though, everybody got a little bit closer, and the secret agent did get a shot on Rodman. And my dice, which were the same dice I was using for myself that I was using for them, decided that they would be hot for the bad guys too. So the secret agent did take Rodman out, so that kind of stunk. But then the rest of my guys went on that turn 3. Edge advanced, got a guy. The Count advanced, got another guy. Howitzer got another guy. Eris got another guy. Frost got another guy. I mean, they were just dropping them left and right. So I ended up holding the field at the end because I was doing a move through. All I had to do was get two models to the other side of the board and off the board. Well, I mean, I got everybody except Rodman across the board because I just blasted everyone off the board. So that was kind of cool. The dice favored me in my first game. So, that made me a little excited. So then we went into the post-battle sequence for the campaign, and I resolved my rival and my patron status, which I don't think I had anything special about that. I got paid. Oh, I skipped determine quest progress. I wasn't on a quest, at least not as I understand it. Again, this was my first campaign turn, still kind of figuring everything out. Got paid my 1 credit because I got paid 1 credit. And then I earned a total of, because of some other stuff, I earned 4 credits. I don't remember why, because this is my first time taking notes for the campaign too, but it says on my little notebook pad here that I earned 4 credits. So there you go. Overall, I earned 4 credits. Found some debris worth 1 credit on the battlefield finds, and also found cyber configurable nano sludge. I don't know what that is. I haven't looked it up yet. So but that's what I found. Let's see what else. Oh, I rolled for, that was battlefield finds. Then we checked for invasion. There was no invasion, so good deal there. Gathering the loot, that was, I already had all of my stuff together. And determine injuries and recovery. So Rodman is going to miss the next campaign turn from getting taken out, so I got that going. I did not invest. Oh, experience and character upgrades. Okay, so I didn't do any upgrades, but I did get some pretty good experience for everybody. Frost managed to pick up 4 because he actually got the first kill. Eris, Howitzer, the Count, and Edge all picked up 3, and Rodman picked up 2 experience. So, no, like I said, I didn't do any advancements, but that's where their experience currently was. A couple of my guys had already had 2 experience. Let's see, the Count had already had 2. Edge didn't have any, and who else? Frost, he had already had some as well. He had 2 as well. So I had a few guys that had started in the character generation phase with some experience points. Like I said, didn't invest in any advanced training yet, because still playing around, seeing how everything works out. I did not purchase anything either. I rolled for a campaign event, and I don't think I got anything. Rolled for a character event, and I don't remember what I rolled, but it was kind of inconsequential. And then I have not checked for the Galactic War progress yet, but that was kind of in a nutshell what happened. I'm hoping to figure out how to get some cameras set up to actually record the battle instead of having to do like this part of it. I mean, I'll probably still do this part just to explain how the campaign turn goes, but I love this campaign mechanic. So I realize if you haven't played 5 Parsecs from home, or at least looked at the rules yet, that's going to, what I just went through is going to sound totally confusing. But essentially what you're doing is you're rolling on a bunch of charts to determine these random events as you progress through this really cool story arc. And you can kind of make it say whatever you want. I love on some of the charts it says, well, if you roll something and it doesn't sound like it fits your crew, roll again. So you're really, you are rolling on these random charts, but you're still building your story, and I think that's really cool. So the final note for that is the Rovers kicked butt on their first outing because my dice would not roll anything less than a 5 when I was shooting at somebody. They were hot, man. So the Rovers came out on top in my first campaign turn. Hopefully going to get my second campaign turn in this week. and not sure what I'm going to do video wise for that. But if you haven't checked out 5 Parsecs from Home, you can check them out on War Game Vault, or you can check out Modiphius. I don't know where else you might pick it up. I think there's supposed to be some paper copies available in the United States coming up soon. Modiphius is out of the UK, so you know how the shipping stuff has been lately. It's kind of crazy. You might not want to pay all that shipping, but you can instantly have the PDF shipped right to your computer. I hate PDFs, but I couldn't resist this one. I had to try it even in PDF format. It's a lot of fun, written by Nordic Weasel Games. They've got a bunch of other games as well. I've already got 5 Leagues Beyond the Borderlands downloaded, and I'm working on my crew for that, which is essentially a fantasy version of what I just went through. And I'm excited about that. Enjoy. Right after this, I'm going to throw up some pictures of the bad guys that I fought and my crew, and just a few shots of the table as I played through the game. The models are, some of them are Star Trek clicks, Star Wars clicks, some from CP models. Some of mine are from Core Space. So there's a bunch of different manufacturers in there in case you're curious. And on that note, prepare yourself for the invasion.